Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on a math tutorial in Math 9. For this video, we'll be talking about word problems that involves quadratic equations. So for this video, we'll be talking about objects and life problems or real life situation that involves quadratic equation. So what are the most common objects that we can see around us that involves quadratic equation? We can see almost, of course, every day our common doors in our houses that involves a quadratic equation. So as a television that we use, and your crib, a crib of a baby that is in the shape of a rectangle also involves a quadratic equation. So rectangle is a basic shape that involves an application of a quadratic equation. Now, to understand how quadratic equation can be applied in rectangles, we should first understand what is a rectangle, its parts, and the formula involved in a rectangle. Now, this is a rectangle. Commonly given in problems that involve rectangle is the size of the width and its length. Now, you use the width and the length in the area of a rectangle, wherein the area of a rectangle can be computed by multiplying the width and the length. So to understand how are we going to apply quadratic equation in real life situation, we should know first how to convert these problems into mathematical equation and to be able for us to solve the problem. But let us first have this exercise of converting this phrase or into a mathematical equation. The given is the length of a rectangle is 7 more than its width and the area is equal to 16. Now, the very obvious given in this sentence is the measurement of the area, which is equal to 16, as we can see in the sentence. Now, another thing that is that we can get out of the sentence is that the length of the width is not given. So therefore, we can assign the width as x. And for the length of the rectangle is 7 more than its width. Since we do not know what is the value of the width or the measurement of the width, we write it as x, and we also use that in the measurement of the length. Since it says that it is 7 more than its width, the x here represents the width and plus 7 represents 7 more than in the sentence. So if we are going to use the formula of the area, which is width times length, we just simply substitute what is given in the problem or in the sentence in our formula. The area is equal to 16 and the width is equal to x, while the length is equal to x plus 7. We just simply substitute what is given in the sentence. Now, next is we are going to simplify this equation. So in the right side of the equation, we are going to multiply x to x plus 7. So we distribute x times x and x times 7. So we are going to have x squared plus 7x. So that would be the quadratic equation with its standard form as x squared plus 7x minus 16 is equal to 0. Now, for our output for this week, you are going to answer learning task 2 letter A, which says that we have to translate the following verbal sentences to mathematical sentence or mathematical equation, just like what we did before, then expressed into quadratic equation in terms of x. You can actually see this learning task 2 on page 20, and you're going to answer this in a one whole sheet of paper with, of course, your solution on how you how you were able to get the mathematical equation or the quadratic equation. Now, suppose I have here an example. The math bulletin board has an area of 59 inch squared. The width is 8 less than thrice its length. So what we're going to do is to convert this sentence into a mathematical sentence or mathematical equation. We know that the given in the problem is the area, which is 59 inches squared. Now, the length is unknown. It was not stated in the sentence. While the width here, we represent it as 3x minus 8y because it says the width is 8. This is the 8 less than thrice its length. We multiply 3 times the length. Since we do not know the measurement of the length, we assign it as x. So that would be 3x. Thrice its length represents 3x. And 8 less than is minus 8. Now again, from what we have reviewed earlier, the area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the width. We simply substitute this given in the formula. We know that the length is unknown, or the x, and the width is 3x minus 8, and the area is 59. And then again, this x will be multiplied to 3x minus 8 by distribution. That would be x times 3x and x times negative 8. That's why we'll have 3x squared minus 8x. Now, this is already a quadratic equation, but it would be better if you can transform it to its standard form, which is 3x squared minus 8x minus 59. It becomes minus 59 because we have transposed this 59 on the other side of the equation. That's why it's minus 59. We changed the sign. Now, this quadratic equation in standard form is what you're going to answer here in learning task 2. All right. So let's expound more on examples of word problems that involves quadratic equation. Okay, so word problems is also an example of a situation, real life situation that involves quadratic equation. Now we just have to remember that when work is done, that is equal to 1. Now how are we going to express mathematical sentences into quadratic equation or expression? So for example, I have here, Anna cleaned the car in 45 minutes. Now we are going to represent that in equation as 1 over 45. Why? Because there is a 1 work done. That's why we have numerator as 1. And then over 45, or 45 is the denominator because Anna cleaned the car in 45 minutes. So we just have to remember that the number of minutes the work is done, we are going to put that in the denominator. Now, another example is that Bill can clean the car in certain number of minutes. Now, in this particular sentence, it is not given how many minutes did Bill clean the car. So we can represent the number of minutes that he cleaned the car as x. So where are we going to put that? That would be in the denominator. That's why we have 1 over x. Since we do not know how many minutes did Bill clean the car, that would be represented as x. Now, another example. Kathy cleaned the car 10 minutes faster than Bill. So therefore, if Kathy cleaned the car for 10 minutes faster than Bill, if we know Bill can finish cleaning the car in X number of minutes, then it can be represented as 1 over X minus 10. We are subtracting 10 from the number of minutes Bill cleaned the car because Kathy did it 10 minutes faster. So that is x minus 10. So now let's have a complete word problem that involves quadratic equation. Still, this is a work problem. So Odette can finish washing a certain number of dishes in 3 hours, less than it takes Pam. If they work together, they can do the dishes in 2 hours. How long does it take for each of them to wash the dishes? So we have two characters in this problem. We have Odette and Pam. So Odette, Pam is not specified how many minutes can she finish washing the dishes. It was not stated in the problem, so we can assign x as the number of minutes Pam can finish the washing the dishes. So that will be represented as 1 over x. Well, Odette finished the dishes 3 hours less than it takes Pam. So if Pam finished the dishes in x number of minutes, then Odette can finish it faster, or 3 hours faster, or 3 hours less than it takes Pam. So that will be represented as x minus 3. But since there is a work done, that could be represented as 1 over x minus 3. Now, it also specified in the problem that if they work together, they can finish it in 2 hours. So therefore, if they work together, Pam and Odette, they can finish it in 2 hours. Then the work done can be represented as 1/2. Now we can use this in a mathematical equation. So on the left side of the equation is the two work done represented with Pam and Odette. So that is 1 over x for Pam and 1 over x minus 3 for Odette. And that would be equal to also one work done with Pam and Odette in 2 hours. Now, this is a little bit familiar to us because this is what we have discussed last week, transforming rational equation to quadratic equation. So again, just like last week, we are going to work first on the left side of the equation. So this 1 over x plus 1 over x minus 3. So we get the LCD. The LCD is x times x minus 3 because the denominators are relatively prime. So we'll have x times x minus 3. For the numerator, that would be x minus 3 plus x. So we simplified that since we know that x and x can be added. That's why we have 2x here. And then, of course, 3, there are no other numbers to add or subtract to 3. So we have negative 3 here. And then x will be distributed to x minus 3. So x times x, that's why we have x squared. And x times negative 3 is negative 3x. And the right side will be the same as 1/2. Now, as we can remember, we have two fractions on the both sides of the equation, so we can now cross multiply. Cross multiply 1 times x squared minus 3x and 2x minus 3 times 2 on the other side of the equation. So 1 times x squared minus 3x, that can be simplified to x squared minus 3x equal to, distribute 2 to 2x minus 3. 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times negative 3 is minus 6. Next up, we are ready now to have a quadratic equation in standard form. So we just transpose 4x and negative 6 on the other side of the equation. So 4x becomes negative 4x here, and negative 6 becomes positive 6 here. So that would be x squared minus 7x plus 6. Negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x. Now after that, since we already have a quadratic equation, now we are ready to solve for the value of x. We can use factoring, quadratic formula, completing the square, extracting the roots if that's possible. But I think it would be easier for this particular equation if we're going to use factoring, since we know that the factors are negative 6 and negative 1. Because if we multiply negative 6 and negative 1, that would be equal to positive 6. And if we add these two numbers, it would give us the middle term, which is negative 7. Since we did factoring, we are going to apply zero property of equality. So that would be x minus 6 equal to 0 for the first factor, and x minus 1 equal to 0 for the second factor. So therefore, we'll have a value of x minus 6 and x value of positive 1. So how are we going to use these values of x? Since we know that Pam can finish cleaning the dishes in x number of hour to finish the dishes, we are going to use the values of x here. Now let's try to substitute x is equal to 1. So if x is equal to 1, therefore, Pam can finish the cleaning the dishes in 1 hour. It's simple as that. But if we use x equal to 1 in Odette as x minus 3, we'll get negative 2. Since we get negative 2 or negative 2 hours, that would not be possible. So if that would not be possible, therefore, we cannot use x is equal to 1. But that's okay, because we still have another value of x, which is positive 6. Now, if we use positive 6 or x is equal to positive 6, therefore, Pam can finish washing the dishes in 6 hours. Now, if Odette finished washing the dishes as x minus 3, x here becomes positive 6. So therefore, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Therefore, Odette can finish washing the dishes in 3 hours. Now, if we use x as positive 6, we'll have Pam finish the dishes positive 6 hours and Odette finish it in 3 hours. These are both positive. We can use value of x. We can therefore conclude that Pam washed the dishes in 6 hours while Odette washed the dishes for 3 hours. Now, I have another example here, but this time, this would be a problem that involves a rectangle. The school is planning to put up a tarpaulin for COVID-19 awareness. The length of the tarpaulin is 2 feet longer than its width, and its area is equal to 15 feet squared. So it's very obvious, the given is the area, which is 15. So area is equal to 15. Now, the length is also given, while the width is not stated in the problem, so we can use width as x. While for the measurement of the length, that would be x plus 2, because it says that it is 2 feet longer than its width. So if the width is equal to x, we represent the measurement of the length as x plus 2. So just like what we did before, we can use the formula of the area, which is width times length. The width is equal to x. the length is equal to x plus 2, and the area is equal to 15. Then simplify this equation into a quadratic equation. We'll have 15 is equal to x squared plus 2x. So that is x times x, which is 2x, and x times 2 is 2x. So we get the standard form. That would be x squared plus 2x minus 15 equal to 0. Now this quadratic equation, we have to find the value of x so that we can identify the measurement of the width and the length. So we can also use factoring here. We just get the values, factors of 15. That would be negative 5 and 3, or negative 3 and 5, 15 and negative 1, and 1 and negative 1 and 15. Now, which of these factors will give us the middle term, which is positive 2? So that would be 5 and negative 3. Because if you add this 2, it will give you positive 2. So again, use the zero property of equality for each of the factors. X plus 5 is equal to 0, and x minus 3 equal to 0. We'll get negative 5 and 3. Now, we know that we are going to use the value of x for the width. Now, among these two values of x that we got, it is very much impossible to use the value which is negative because there is no such measurement as negative. So therefore, we cannot use x is equal to negative 5 because this is a negative value. We cannot have a width that is negative. When we talk about measurements, it's always positive. Just like in the problem before, we cannot use a negative number of r's because there are no such thing as number of r's as negative. So rather, we'll use x is equal to 3. So since width is equal to x and x is equal to 3, then the width is equal to 3 feet. And then for the length is equal to x plus 2. Substitute the value of x as 3, so that will be 3 plus 2. Therefore, we know that the length is equal to 5 feet. Now, we can answer the problem that the length of the tarpaulin is 5 feet, as we have computed here, and the width is equal to 3 feet as a value of x. So another output that you're going to answer for this week is learning task 4 that you can find in page 21. But in learning task 4, you're going to answer only numbers 1 and 2. Answer it in the one whole sheet of paper with complete solution. So that is it for our instructional video for this week. Like this video if you learn a lot, and I'll see you again. Bye!